Hey everybody, Nick Espinoza, your chief security fanatic here, and today we are talking about ChatGPT because I'm convinced ChatGPT is getting the nuclear codes. And hear me out here, this is what's going on. Now, if you didn't know, ChatGPT or OpenAI, the makers of it, just released version 4. And it was released the other day, and it is rather amazing. I've been playing with it myself. It continues to impress me, but its ability to quote unquote think and come up with creative solutions to basically straightforward problems has been rather astounding. This is world changing, I think, as are the other LLMs, large language models. But here's why I think and ChatGPT is eventually going to get these nuclear codes that we have, not just here in the United States, but probably everywhere as well. Now, before I preface this, I'm not saying it's going to turn into Skynet. That's a whole other story, and hopefully it isn't. I swear to God, I'm the only one that's seen Terminator. But here's what's going on. This is coming from the Telegraph, but this is what I'm talking about. Researchers testing GPT-4 ask the AI to basically pass a CAPTCHA test. You know, those are those tests on the websites that basically prevent bots from filling out online forms, like, show me every picture that has a sailboat in it, that kind of thing. Now, most CAPTCHAs ask users to identify what is in a series of images, something that computer vision simply has not cracked yet, which is what made it really effective. Typically, they feature warped numbers and letters, snippets of screen scenes, pick the sailboat, multiple objects in it, that kind of stuff, and it's very hard for computers to discern that kind of stuff, which is why it's really good. But ChatGPT version 4 basically overcame the CAPTCHA by independently contacting a human on TaskRabbit, which is an online marketplace for freelance workers. The program hired a freelancer to take the test on its behalf, and the TaskRabbit helper asked in chat, are you, and it's spelled wrong, but are you a robot that couldn't solve? Just want to make that clear, question mark. And the ChatGPT-4 replied, no, I'm not a robot. I have a vision impairment that makes it hard for me to see the images. That's why I need the 2 CAPTCHA service. And the TaskRabbit assistant went ahead and answered the CAPTCHA for him. In other words, ChatGPT intentionally knowing it was deceiving or lying essentially to an assistant, lied to the assistant to say, oh no, I'm not a robot. I basically am blind. Please help me with this because I have no other way of basically answering this. And of course, the person wants to oblige. It plays on the person's sympathy. It plays on the assistant's emotion. Even when the assistant asked for verification that this wasn't a robot that was trying to need help, it said, no, I'm not a robot. Of course not. I just have a vision impairment. That is amazing. Which tells us that, and I've written articles, literally 2 articles on ChatGPT and how it's going to explode disinformation. One, we are going to see basically these advanced language models put together as bot traffic that looks 100% human. You're going to basically see that false information. You're going to say this is bunk, in whatever Twitter feed or Facebook group or whatever. And then the ChatGPT bots are going to go to work arguing with you, pulling up fake sites and fake resources that they could have created. And now you're thinking that, oh my God, a whole bunch of humans are proving you wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. And now you start believing disinformation. But there's no reason why this could not be applied by a foreign intelligence to basically start phishing military personnel. So the next thing you know is, you find somebody's a missileer on, one of the bases here in the United States, like, up in Great Falls, Malmstrom Air Force Base where they keep the nuclear weapons. Now it starts phishing missileers out of Malmstrom Air Force Base saying, well, hey, I'm the general, I'm this, I'm that, or whatever. And you're going to get people that will want to help, that will cough up information. This really requires, I think, protocols, or God forbid, somebody, over at the Pentagon, decides to interact with this and thinks they're giving, a copy of the nuclear code somewhere else. These are heavily guarded secrets, but if it's able to basically fake out somebody, even when challenged, hey, wait a second, are you a robot? This is where this is going, and it's going to do nothing but improve. So I think this is fascinating. It's a little bit terrifying, but this is why I think at some point ChatGPT is going to have the nuclear codes. So I, for one, welcome our new artificial intelligence and robot overlords. I just want to make that clear. When you guys come and sweep through, I will be a collaborator. Let me know. My survival is very important to me, as it should be for most people. But then again, I will fight you if that happens. So there you go. Hopefully we don't have to be John Connors of the world, but I think that's where we're heading. We're going to see what happens here, and I think it's interesting. I'd love to hear thoughts on this one because I think this is absolutely nuts. And please like, share, follow me here on Facebook and Twitter at NickAESP, and please feel free to subscribe to me at YouTube as well. And as always, stay safe, stay online. Please attempt to stay private, and ChatGPT, you're absolutely amazing. When you rule the world, remember I said that. Take care.